So when it comes to our kids and finances, let me start over there. Okay, so when it comes to our kids and money and managing their finances, we've tried several things, and we're still trying several things. It's challenging because kids have this instant gratification. They want it now. And so what I'm figuring out is, for me personally, I have two girls, 10 and 7, and one gets it. She is a saver. I mean, this girl, my 7-year-old, can save like none other, right? She you know, she'll say, "Dad, how much does that cost?" And she said, "Well, nope, I'm gonna save my money. I don't want to spend it on that." Well, my 10-year-old, not so much so. I tell her if she doesn't get her dad's work ethic, she's gonna have some problems in life, because she is a prima donna and she just spends like crazy and it goes, right? So I take a different approach with both of them. For one, it's me, number one, showing them the purpose of money. And not allowing them to hoard it or just to do anything for it. So I think number one is you have to teach them what money's for, understanding that it's a resource to do 3 things. One, to give. And so we talk about giving, and so we allow our kids to find different organizations that they want to give to. Give to homeless or different people on the street at times, as well as give to our church. And so we talk about them giving to show any money that they earn or receive, you know, give some of it away. It's important to give. The second piece is saving, you know, and so that's the piece that my 7-year-old has down pat. My 10-year-old, not so much so, because it's always burning a hole in her pocket. So we're working on that. But then the third piece is spending. We say, hey, listen, life is short, you know, and so you definitely want to spend. And so we try to get them to divide their money in those 3 buckets. We actually have those 3 buckets labeled at the house. And so when they get their money, they kind of split it up in those 3 buckets, and that kind of helps them see what they have in each bucket, and they understand that each bucket is supposed to be used for that bucket. My 10-year-old is still working on that, you know, to understand that the save bucket you can't cheat and just kind of pour some of that in the spend bucket. But we're working on that as a result. I think the other big goal that I, as a dad and as an entrepreneur, have with my kids is to teach them how to make money. Right, and so my daughters, now this is where my 10-year-old thrives. Now the one thing I can say about the girl, she knows how to make money. And so, you know, I don't get too upset with her spending, because she's always coming up with some hairball scheme and an idea and a project to make money, and it works. I mean, from selling slime at school to her classmates, to building and making candles, to you name it. The girl has a hustle and she can make some money, right? And so I think that's important for us to teach our kids not only how to save, not only how to give, not only how to spend, but to understand that they're income generators, and so that they can understand that, hey, truth be told, all of us have a gift and a talent, and you can go and just print money downstairs whenever you need to, if you understand how to do it, and if you understand from a young age how to really manage it and make it. And I think the last thing for my kids that we do, which is kind of fun, we watch Shark Tank together. And so we actually watch it kind of like a football game, where we pause the tape and say, okay, is that a good idea? Was that a good investment? You know, what % should they get? And so we jokingly go back and forth with that, but it's getting them to think about business, to think about how to make money, to think about how people are using and leveraging money, and ultimately having those conversations around them more really helps them out. Because as a kid, my parents didn't necessarily talk about money with me. It was kind of something that you don't talk about. Well, with our kids, we actually have quarterly meetings. They actually see the business income statement. So they're learning how to read income statements at young ages. They actually get dividend checks from the company. So they're understanding that, you know, as an investor in a company, you get a dividend check, and if you do your part. So those kinds of things and lessons ultimately help kids to get better with cash and get better with money and understand financial concepts.